Hey guys, welcome back to Hobby Time. Thanks for joining us. Today we are going to continue our T60 build. Now we are going to work on the boots today, and so what you'll be able to do is start from this. And we're going to end up with this. Stick with us guys, let's get this done. Here's the prints. This is how we usually start. Now it's a fairly chunky piece, so on this one we've had to go a lot of infill for the strength, as the entire weight of the build is going to go essentially on those feet. So my weight plus probably 20-25 kilos is quite a lot, but as you can see the printer smashes it out there. This looks like the toe piece we're going on to. So there was three main pieces of this one. So a midsection, a toe and a heel, as well as some accessory pieces on the side, and then there were some strengthening pieces along the bottom for your foot to be able to stand onto, so it gives you a nice and stable base. Now for me, this was kind of a last minute thing that I thought about. The boots were very slippery when originally printed, so what I've gone and done here is I have bought some adhesive non-slip rubber matting, and I've just cut it to size essentially on these boots. It made a world of difference, so I can walk in these fine on tiled floors and slippery floors and everything like that. I don't really have a problem here. You can get this from your local hardware store, probably a craft supplies store. I think it cost me $13 for a sheet, and I think I used maybe half the sheet for both boots. Now the adhesive is a bit so I've had to add glue underneath it. That way it just gives it that nice stable firm surface to go to, and you don't have to worry too much about it coming off mid walk or anything like that. So this stuff was really handy, and it's cheap insurance, as opposed to a normal cosplay build where you've got the top of the cover basically goes over your boot. With the T60 Power Armour, the boot is a complete boot in itself, so with this it made a big difference. And this is how we ended up looking, just with the bottom of that. I have tidied up a little bit more since then when I've done the paint. What you can see here now is, for me, just bondoing up some of the holes. Now Bondo is notoriously hard to come by, so I use Builder's Bog, which I'll show you. We've got our first inaugural walk in our first boot. All good, all goes fine. So on to the next stage, which was, in this case, a lot of sanding. So as you can see here, I have already used a base coat of filler primer. Now I use two types of filler primers, which some of you may or may not know. Here is the second type, which is the blue filler primer, and the grey filler primer. So they're a light and a heavy base, and I will alternate between the two, as you can see, based upon the depth of the lines, layer lines and everything like that. Sands off easy. It's a spray on one, so what I will do is I will put in here the product that I use, so you can see the R46, R47. Here we go, getting ready for that final stage, just hitting it with some 180 and then some 240, knocking down any extra bits that I'm not happy with, but pretty much all done there, getting ready for this next stage of paint. Now this is a Rust-Oleum primer slash filler in matte black. I like using matte black under silver. I find it makes the silver pop, but it makes it a little bit darker. As you can see, there's that first layer. Now what I'll do with this stuff is I'll just knock it down with some wet and dry, any run marks or any high spots or anything like that. I also like to change the contrast between light and dark. It gives a bit more depth of field when we put this silver on. Now this is a Dulux metal finish product. It has some metal flake in it, so it gives you a silver chrome, but not too silver and not too chrome, if that makes sense. Here we are now. This is the final stages. Just hitting this with the airbrush. This is my favorite part. Now I did three types of airbrushing. I used a dark brown for rust, I used a black to weather and dirt and add all grime and everything like that. And then based upon this photo here that I'll show you now, I went through and went with a lighter finish, like a sandy brown. That way it gives it that very much distressed look, as you can see from the photo. I tried to match it up as best I can. So these Brotherhood of Steel guys, they've been around for a while. This power armor is some rough stuff. Now, just about finished there. I'll show you some photos here of the finished product. Very happy of how this turned out. So I will just show you a couple of quick videos here of how it was. Now, like always, I'll probably go back through. I'll touch some stuff up. There are a few points that don't match the legs when they're done, or they don't look right out in the sunshine. So there may be a few revisions here just to go, oh, I don't like that, don't like that. You know, I like this one, I like that one. Don't like this one, don't like that one. Now, the only thing you may notice here, if you're quite observant, is it is missing one of the toe bumpers. Because my printer is out of action at the moment, I couldn't print one toe bumper. Well guys, that is the build for this video. Hope you've learned something from it and enjoyed it as much as I have. Stay tuned for the next one, where we will be working on the legs, I think. So we'll go through the same thing again. As always, like, subscribe, interact with me any way you like. But thanks for watching again, and we will catch you on the next one. Thank you guys.